Hey guys, what's up? Dingo Crikey here with another video. This time I'm going to be doing some updates along with some questions and answers. So there are a lot of things that I want to cover in this video. Questions that I get in the comment section below that I really can't do entire videos on, but I would like to answer in a video, along with a lot of channel updates for those of you who are wondering, like, why hasn't there been as many videos lately, what will be going on in the upcoming weeks, all of that kind of stuff. Now I'm going to split this video into two parts though. In the first half, I'll be answering some general questions about Transformers and Bionicle, so for those of you who are just interested in that kind of discussion, you can just stick around for the first half, and then in the second half, I'll be discussing what's going on with the channel, some updates, all of that kind of stuff. So here we go, the first half, Q&A. Let's first begin with Transformers questions. There are only a few, but I figured I would address them anyways. The first two come from user Captain Kirk Games, and the first is a question that I'm guessing is kind of for character comparison. Who is better, the twins, which I'm assuming means Skids and Mudflap, or the Wreckers from the film franchise? As far as personal opinion goes on this one, I'm hands down going to give it to the Wreckers. Now, the Wreckers didn't really do a whole lot for me. They were kind of like what you'd expect from typical movie Autobots. Even in regards to design, I didn't think they were incredible. Personally, I much prefer the designs of Sideswipe and Dino. However, I don't think you really need to do much to be more likable than Skids and Mudflap. I mean, for me, what we've seen of Long Haul in the movie, he was a better character than Skids and Mudflap. And I would say it's basically the same in regards to who are the better subgroup in the movies. Basically, the Wreckers actually serve a function, be it not a huge one, within the Transformers films, with them helping the humans and all that kind of stuff, and then later contributing to the big battle in Chicago. It's been a while since I've watched the entire thing of Transformers 2, but I can pretty confidently say Skids and Mudflap really seemed to only take away from the movie and brought nothing to it. They didn't do anything for the story, they didn't help the Autobots too much, and they just took up screen time. We were all asking for the Transformers to get more screen time in Transformers 2, but what we got with Skids and Mudflap was just inappropriate, crude, and really senseless. I put it this way, they're the Jar Jar Binkses of Transformers, the Gungans of Transformers. So for me, the Wreckers definitely win this one. I know there are a few people out there who do like Skids and Mudflap, and you could use the argument like Hound versus Ironhide that, well, Hound was a way more colorful character, hence he's better. But I really don't think the personality that Skids and Mudflap had, the way they worked into the movie, in any way helped the movie or made them better characters for it. That's just my opinion on it. Next question from him is, what if Optimus Prime stayed dead in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen? Well, to answer that briefly, we certainly wouldn't have had a third and fourth movie. I mean, looking at the storyline of the movie, the whole thing was that only a Prime could defeat the Fallen, which doesn't really make that much sense and wasn't explained, but that's what we were given, so if Optimus wasn't around, obviously, Fallen's plan probably would have worked. But on terms of, the other movies getting made, I mean, I don't think they can really do these Transformers movies without Optimus, and I think they established that after the 2007 one. I mean, if Optimus had died and they kind of left it on a cliffhanger, and Transformers 3 had Bumblebee as leader, the plotline was totally different. I mean, maybe we could have had Sentinel eventually show up and him defeat the Fallen, though obviously he probably wouldn't unless his plans and the Fallen's contradicted, but I really think it would have affected the success of the movies because these movies aren't really made for critical acclaim or anything. They're basically made to sell toys, and without Optimus around, he's definitely a big selling point. And of course, you would have a lot of members of the Transformers community in an uproar. Even in my own opinion, I'm glad they didn't kill Optimus off, because he's kind of the glue that holds these movies together. I mean, Sam Witwicky kind of was before, but not only was he a really annoying character, and we needed a robot one at the same time, but, now he's gone, so Optimus has kind of been certified as that character. So I'm definitely glad they hadn't left him dead in Transformers 2. Next question comes from user, and I know I'm going to get this wrong, Ugo Chakwu Onura. And the question is, should Megatron have lived in Transformers 3? Honestly, I don't see that this really matters either way, seeing that he came back in Age of Extinction anyways. I mean, if he would have lived through Dark of the Moon and basically made a similar escape as he did in Age of Extinction, we may have been able to get some kind of interesting story. Let's say he's on the run now too, and Harold Attinger's guys, along with Lockdown, begin hunting the remaining Decepticons, and the Autobots and the Decepticons, including Megatron, would mean he's being hunted. We could have potentially seen an alliance between Megatron and the remaining Autobots. Maybe that would have been kind of cool, but I think ultimately things would have ended up kind of the same. I mean, as soon as Megatron would have gotten an opportunity to create a new Decepticon army, I think he would have taken the opportunity. He might have even teamed up with the humans to hunt down the remaining Autobots and worked with Lockdown. I mean, who knows? Honestly, I kind of wish he would have been killed in Dark of the Moon and just stayed dead, rather than being resurrected as Galvatron. I think he's just been around way too long in the movies, and other than the Fallen, is the most boring villain we've gotten from the movies. But maybe there would have been more potential if he would have survived through Dark of the Moon than just, being rebuilt by the KSI and having a new Decepticon army and typical Galvatron/Megatron stuff. So, maybe it would have been better if he would have lived through Dark of the Moon. My honest opinion, that should have been the end of Megatron altogether. Though I'm sure many people would disagree on that. Okay, next I'm going to be going to the Bionicle questions. The first one comes from Optimizer Prime, and that is basically asking for my thoughts on another Bionicle movie. I did answer his question in the comment section below, but I figured it's something I could address in a video as well. Personal opinions here? At this point, I haven't thought about it a whole lot, but I kind of think I would like to see another Bionicle movie. Now, I haven't watched Legend Reborn, but I have seen the previous 3 films several times, and while I do enjoy them, to put it bluntly, they really weren't the greatest representation of Bionicle compared to like the animations, the podcast, the written story by Greg Farshtey. It felt as though the storytelling and dialogue was dumbed down for a more general audience. A lot of stuff was cut out. The action went only a little farther than a simple Coley match. And overall, I just felt as though it didn't have the right feel. However, being that it has been many years since even The Legend Reborn, and LEGO seems to have more experience in this stuff, I think a new Bionicle movie could actually work quite well, especially considering G2's story seems as though it's already a lot more simplified for the kind of audience they would be aiming it at for the movie. It also seems as though it's something that they could actually tell within a movie, where a lot of the story throughout the previous years, I mean, it's been a while since I've looked back at it, but seemed like kind of broken up, followed different characters at different points, all that kind of stuff. It was something that was hard to, contain within like a 90-minute film or something. So I think they could do it better. Now, is it going to happen? At this point, I think it all depends on the success of the new Bionicle. Now, with the 2016 leaks, supposedly there was something within a catalog that made it seem as though we may be getting a Bionicle TV series. I honestly don't know. It really wasn't convincing enough for me. I think we'll just need more information, but ultimately, yeah, I think it depends on the success, which is really difficult to determine at this point, especially because, since to my knowledge, LEGO hasn't revealed any sales figures on, what's going on with the 2015 sets. Furthermore, we have no idea how the story's going and how popular it is, that kind of thing. From people I've talked to at retail stores to reading online, I would say Bionicle 2015's success isn't nearly as big as 2001's boom. However, it seems to be selling pretty well in comparison to some of LEGO's other themes. Now, obviously, we have the new Star Wars sets, and those are like flying off the shelves like crazy, but we can't really be expected to compete with something such as that, but from what I know, it seems like it's really selling out a lot better than things such as Ninjago and Chima, which were once big forerunners for LEGO. So, I guess that's good news for Bionicle. At this point, I don't think it's big enough for a movie. A TV show, I'd even be skeptical, but I would like to see it. I think it could be pretty cool. The animations aren't the greatest thing in the world, but if they're any sign, at least they are enjoyable. They're kind of silly, but I do enjoy watching them. But once again, my own opinion, I know a lot of people really think they're generic and aren't crazy about them. I think you just gotta take them with a grain of salt and for what they're worth and, kind of enjoy them. Anyways, those are my thoughts on that. Thanks for the question. Next Bionicle question is on what do I think of them having multiple villages in Okoto? I haven't read the new Bionicle book yet, but from what I understand, they do have like multiple villages within, I guess, each area of Okoto. Several water, jungle villages, all that kind of stuff. I think in old Bionicle, it's been a while since I've looked at, but we had more like central villages. Now we have like several within a region. I definitely think that's pretty cool if that is indeed what they're doing. Like I said, I haven't read a lot of in-depth stuff on 2015, but I think that's cooler. It makes a lot more sense than, it being so centralized. I mean, especially in a more primitive culture such as the people of Okoto have, it really wouldn't make sense for them to have such centralized communities within such big spaces of land. So by not being so centralized, we're also given a greater feel of realism within Okoto, which I definitely think is cool. That's always something to strive for. I've always liked this kind of setup better. I think it's cool, adds more complexity to the world as well, rather than a simplified, someone could just knock off the head of the one village and he's in control of this territory. Never been a big fan of stuff like that. Some forms of Transformers media seem to do that, and I'm not really crazy about it. So, if this is where they are indeed going with Bionicle 2015, I think that's pretty cool. But I will give more extensive thoughts on this when I do a review of the Bionicle Island of the Lost Mask book. I'm reading some other things right now, such as A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. It's what the show A Game of Thrones is based off of. If you're above the age of 18 and you're into stuff like Bionicle, it's something I'd really recommend. I'm totally hooked on the books now, and it's totally awesome. I'm also reading Transformers Exodus, which so far I'm not as crazy about, but I do plan on reviewing. So it is going to be a little while till I get to reviewing Bionicle Island of the Lost Mask, but, look around for a review of the book. Anyways, that answers all of the questions I had on Bionicle and Transformers. I did have another request for a Rodimus versus Optimus character comparison video. However, I think I want to devote a whole video to that topic, and I'm going to need to refresh on some G1 episodes before I do that, because I definitely want to give that one a lot of concentration. I think it's a great topic idea, and thanks a lot for suggesting it, though I don't remember the name of the user. It's very much appreciated. Great topic. Anyways, now that sums up the Q&A. I'm going to be getting to the channel updates. Tell you guys all what's been going on with the channel, what to expect, all that kind of cool stuff. So, I know I haven't gotten as many videos up lately. Basically, there's been a lot of different things going on. Basically, I've been rethinking a lot of stuff in regards to college. I'm not actually taking classes this semester. However, I've been doing a lot of research, for what majors do I want to go for, what's something that I kind of like, but I can make a lot of money with, since the things that I'm really into, such as writing, really aren't that profitable, and I can get experience in those, without spending all the money for college. So, there's been a whole lot of stuff there. Also, probably spending a little bit too much time, reading Game of Thrones and maybe playing Pac-Man a little bit too much too. But I've also been trying to just organize a lot of the activities I've been doing, such as writing, doing commentary, planning for reviews, all that different kind of stuff. Also, what has happened is that my computer and a lot of my extra drives have been really filled up by a lot of this commentary material, and not all of it is that well organized, because when I started this I really didn't think it was going to become something as big and regular as it is now. So I've been kind of trying to figure out what to do with that, make sure I'm only deleting the right stuff, get all of the images I use for commentaries organized, the templates, all that kind of stuff, which can be kind of frustrating at points, but just a lot of different things going on here and there. Some other things I'm not going to get into, but I am hoping to get back on track, and this will be loosely the schedule. I plan on doing 4 videos a week. Monday, the video will be something generally based more around Transformers 5, predictions, news, whatever it might be. Wednesday, it will be a general Transformers discussion topic. That could be a character comparison video, such as the Optimus vs. Rodimus one. It could be a reflection on a previous series, just anything within Transformers. Then Friday, I'm planning on uploading a regular Transformers figure review. And for Saturday, I want to upload something, but I'm a little stumped on what. Previously, I had uploaded my Robots in Disguise episode reviews on Saturdays, but of course we won't be seeing any more of RID till it returns with Season 2, and no date has been given for that. So I'm kind of thinking between a number of things, and I wanted to know what you guys would want to see. There are a number of RID episodes that I didn't get to reviewing. I could spend time going back to those and make reviews for the episodes that I missed. That would cover a couple of weeks. I also plan to start reading Transformers comic books pretty soon. I'm probably going to start with Last Stand of the Wreckers, but I'm not completely sure on what I'm going to do exactly. Anyways, that's another possibility for reviews. However, I haven't previously done comic book reviews. Most of the reviews that I watch on YouTube aren't really of comic books, so I'm gonna kind of figure out what I need to do for those. I'm going to review each trade back, issue by issue, volume, that kind of stuff. So I'm not totally sure if that would be a regular basis. I still might need other stuff to fill in there, such as episodes. And that brings me to another option, and that would be episode reviews of a Transformers TV series, a previous one. Now, initially I thought of doing it, by the series release date, starting with G1, then going with Beast Wars, and so on, and taking breaks when RID returns, then, going back on the quest to review every single episode of Transformers. However, I'm really not sure if I want to start with G1 first thing. I want to know what you guys would like to see. Do you want to just see me go back to RID and fill in those missed episodes? Or would you like to see me maybe start off with Armada or Energon, something like that? Ultimately, I probably will go with G1, but if you guys have different suggestions on what you would like to see, feel free to tell me in the comment section below. One more thing I wanted to address here, and that is in regards to figure reviews. I've uploaded a few in the past, but I do want to regularly do figure reviews, starting pretty soon. Right now I'm trying to get into the swing of things, but it is still something new to me, so, it does take a lot more time to produce than the rest of my videos. Mainly I want to focus on reviewing new figures. However, I do plan on reviewing some of the older ones that have been requested. However, old figures are stored away, so they are harder to access. And of course, if I can review newer figures, those ones are going to be a lot more pressing to make reviews of, just because a lot more people are going to be interested in those. And, those are the ones that I'm really looking at right now, forming opinions on, that kind of stuff. So, anyways, I do plan on getting to a lot of the requests I've got, but altogether, plan on doing more figure reviews. As far as future videos altogether, to wrap things up here, I hope to maintain this schedule throughout the rest of the year. However, in January, when I go back to school, things may change a bit. I might be focusing more on videos that are pre-made so I can devote time towards school. This would definitely include figure reviews, since those are something I can record far in advance, and it may include stop motions as well, though I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. Maybe returning to the old retro videos, what my channel was originally based on, for some period of time, but of course we'd have occasional commentaries and figure reviews with stop motions on the side, but still working on that right now. I think that's all I have to say, so I'll try to wrap this up before the 20-minute mark. In the comment section below, you guys can of course drop off your thoughts on the stuff I discussed in this video. Of course, you can drop off topic suggestions as well, and tell me what you would like to see for my future videos. In particular, what Transformers series episodes would you like to see reviewed? Of course, all of the things discussed in this video, such as figure and episode reviews, along with other videos such as character comparisons and countdowns, will be among my future uploads. For new viewers, you can go back and check out my channel for previous videos in those categories, or you could check out my playlist for more organized videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter for more regular updates. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and have a good one, guys.